Secretary Esper, it's great to have you back on the show, although perhaps not under these circumstances. I mean, as someone who sat in the Situation Room, has had access to the most classified intel about the goings-on in the world over the years, someone who's been involved in the greenlighting of arms sales to Ukraine and other key NATO allies in the region, the information that's coming out now and the rhetoric back and forth, how great do you see the risk of an actual invasion here in coming days?
Yes. First of all, Morgan, good to be with you this morning. So, look, I think we are at an inflection point. It seems at this point in time that the Russians have assembled the forces on the ground that they need. It appears that all the diplomatic initiatives that might have been put on the table have been put on the table. Now it's a matter of timing with regard to whether the ability to traffic troops into Ukraine. And of course, you have the Olympics ending here fairly soon. So I think if something is going to happen, it is going to happen soon. I think these next few days are tenuous. There are a few things I'd like to see the administration and our allies do right now to put all the chips on the table. I think with the news that the Russians are putting more troops into Belarus and Russia, contrary to what they're saying, I actually think we should put more troops ourselves, not just the United States, by the way, but more NATO allies into the frontline states, not just Poland and Romania, but the Baltics as well. And I think we need to increase the arms sales, the equipment we provide, the intelligence we provide, all those things that will send the proper messages. And last, I'd like to note at the political level, it's very good to see Tony Blinken going to the UN. Lloyd Austin is at NATO. I'd actually like to see the EU leadership come together right now and send a message of unity and resolve to Moscow, because at the end of the day, it will be the financial and economic sanctions that will have the most devastating impact on Russia if they conduct an invasion.
So if they were to conduct an invasion, how would this actually play out? I mean, I get this question from Americans and also investors about why they should care about what's going on between the Russia and Ukraine. Would this pull the U.S. back into a war?
Well, I hope not. Much of it depends on what Putin's strategic aims are, and it's very unclear whether he's trying to seize Kiev, as some have suggested, or firm up his positions in Crimea, or somehow force the government, the Zelensky government, to grant greater autonomy to Donetsk and Luhansk. We don't know for sure, but I will tell you this much. If something happens, we will have to respond with economic and financial sanctions. I think the fact that Russia is a major energy supplier, not least of which to Europe, which is well over 30%, you could well see inflation in the United States increase and energy prices as well, consistent with that, which make for an expensive summer for American travelers. But look, I'll tell you at this point, my assessment is Putin is already in the losing column. He's managed to do three things that he said he didn't want to do coming into this. He's emboldened the Ukrainian people. They now are leaning more toward NATO membership. Number two, he's unified NATO much better. And third, he's managed to actually drive NATO to put more forces into frontline states. So right now he is in the losing column. I don't see why he would want to drive further, because at the end of the day, he may get into Ukraine, but getting out, and certainly getting out unscathed, is going to be a tough task. There are going to be a lot of Russian body bags heading home.
Yeah. Well, don't want to see any body bags, hopefully.